Jules here. Today we're throwing it all the way back to 2009, I believe. This was a conversation that Todd Sucherman and I had through email and in the form of an interview. And this obviously predates being able to do this via the internet. So I'm going to use AI technology for Todd's part of this, and I apologize that the voice isn't more accurate and that it's obviously AI. Right now, I just don't really have any better options here. But let's just jump in and get right to it. Hello, Todd. Thanks for taking the time to answer some questions. With your DVD, working with various artists, including your wife, Taylor Mills, and her project, have you had some time to recharge or do you thrive on being active?
Hey Julian, thanks for having me. It's my pleasure. I just got back from Hawaii yesterday where we did 4 shows in 4 days on 4 islands. The year is basically wrapped up for us now with the exception of a sprinkling of shows, but it's been about 5 solid months on the road, so the recharge time begins now. Well, I do have a few clinics at the end of October and a few in November, so I'll have to get back to the drum room soon. I do thrive on being active, but I'm also looking forward to some chill time at home with my wife Taylor, although she has about 3 weeks of touring coming up with Brian Wilson.
Are there any upcoming projects that we should be getting excited about?
I'm looking forward to these upcoming clinics and promoting my DVD methods and mechanics, which was about a year in the making, although the filming was done in 4 days. The editing process was mammoth as we had 5 terabytes full of HD film to comb through. It was an incredible learning experience, and working with the guys from Altitude Digital on the project was a joy. It's 2 discs, over 5 hours, and features musical examples from Jerry Goodman, Mahavishnu Orchestra, Styx and Taylor Mills. There are many solo examples, lessons and these thoughts sections which concentrate on more esoteric concepts of approaching music, touring, getting along with others as well as career navigational ideas. I feel we've created a unique and useful tool that hopefully puts younger musicians on the right path, and something that will hopefully inspire other drummers with their playing and thinking. So really, that has been the focus of the past year for me. I'm thrilled with the attention it's been receiving and the Modern Drummer piece and being invited to perform at the Modern Drummer Festival where dreams come true. Sometime in the next 12 months, I hope to start on another Taylor Mills record when we find the time.
How long do you think Styx will continue at the present rate? If that slows down, do you see yourself taking on another full-time project?
Well, Styx has been doing over 100 shows a year for the last 9 years in a row. I think this band can continue long into the foreseeable future, for as long as it wants to. And as long as everyone stays healthy, it's astounding that there's really a strong audience for the band and people come out to the shows. That's something I don't take for granted, and I feel fortunate to be in that position where I don't have to get on the phone and hustle. I did a lot of that in my younger days, so we'll see what happens, but I have the feeling we'll be around for a while.
About your gear, you've been a Pearl endorser for some time now. When you were looking for a new drum company, what led you to Pearl? You obviously have a good relationship with them, and your drums not only look great, but sound incredible as well. How would you compare the sound of your current gear to the kits of the past?
When I was looking around for a new home, I was knocked out with the idea of the Masterworks line, and when I saw the Bubinga finish, which wasn't as common in 2000 as it is now, I got that same feeling when the Sonor signatures were introduced in 1981. It's no secret that I was a huge Sonor nut. I played Sonor from 1980 to 1999. I just couldn't get on their radar. I was playing arenas and I wasn't getting any service, and waiting 7 months for hardware. You couldn't find someone more brand loyal than I regarding Sonor, and it got to the point where I couldn't conduct my career if I stayed with them. It's a long heartbreaking story. This Masterworks kit I received in October of '07 was designed by myself based on the signature special editions with thick maple shells, Bubinga inside and out, but with gold hardware and standard depths. It's an unbelievable kit. It sounds stellar and inspires me every night. That's what I look for in a kit. No matter how I'm feeling on any given day, I wanna feel like a kid at Christmas every time I sit down to play. Your drums should excite you and inspire you. I found that with this kit.
I see that you still use a Sonor hi-hat. Do you still have a soft spot for Sonor? Any other Sonor comments?
Again, my departure was a private issue. I was getting zero love, zero support, just big fat zeros all around. I'm pretty low maintenance too. I just need what I need to do the gig and I wasn't getting it. Every Sonor kit I bought, I received nothing from them. It was, shall I say, somewhat ridiculous. That being said, nothing feels like a signature, or prodecaphonic, hi-hat stand to me. The designer feels horrible in my opinion, so I use the signature hat stands and the Pearl guys are cool with it. I do use the Pearl Eliminator hi-hat stands when I do clinics, and they are certainly my second choice. They're great, but the Sonor hi-hats have a special place in my heart.
How do you go about choosing what gear you will use? Do you go through lots of prototypes or models and narrow it down? Or do you pretty much know what you're looking for when you're getting a rig together?
I pretty much knew what I was looking for based on past experiences. Like I said, I designed my masterworks after the SSEs and Pearl nailed it and knocked it out of the park. I also went with a reference style round bearing edge cut which adds warmth and a strong fundamental note to the overall tone. As far as cymbals go, Sabian has been amazing with their creativity, and it's great to check out their prototypes and see what's in development. With my signature stick, I just knew the dimensions and cut I wanted and ProMark nailed it on the second round. I like a fairly thick 5B size .600, but with a sharp taper so there's not too much weight near the acorn tip. I love maple which lightens the stick a bit so you can control it easily, so the stick isn't playing you. Maple tips never chip and the shank doesn't splinter away like hickory does. They feel natural, silky and organic, truly an extension of my hands.
What drummers have been your biggest inspirations over the years? You obviously have tremendous technique. What inspired you to develop your style? Any words of inspiration to aspiring technical drummers?
There are too many to list, everybody, really, but a few off the top of my head: Smith, Vinny, Copeland, Weckel, Gad, Elvin, Tony, Catch, Terry, Simon, Buddy, Erskine, the usual suspects. As far as developing your voice on the instrument, I cover a lot of this on the DVD. Besides putting the time in on the instrument, studying and learning, taking various stickings and hybrid rudiments and experimenting with different orchestrations, it comes down to who you are as a person. That's who you are when you play. If you can do interesting things in your life like traveling and having unique experiences, that will translate into your playing because that's who you are. It's your story, your interpretation. As far as words of inspiration, have fun when you play. Be patient when you practice and take your time internalizing what you're working on. Be focused and organized and patient, and results will come easier that way. Enjoy the process of improving. Be involved in the arts whether or not you do this, or want to, for a living. It's one of life's greatest joys. If everyone in the world had a passion like drums and music, it would be a much different world, so be involved and create.